Did Adopt Me ruin the summer camp event? With new pets, items, and a new minigame, why did players say that this event might be the worst one in Adopt Me history? Get your snacks, get comfy, and let's talk about it. When summer comes, a lot of players go online to play their favorite games. So, it is expected for the player count to rise. And in order to retain these players, a game will typically release an event for players to play and enjoy. For Adopt Me, this event will be the Summer Update, one of the biggest events that is held every year. The event lasts about a month and is separated into 4 parts where the game will update every week to add new pets or items. And the theme for this year is a summer camp. This turned the Adopt Me Island into a summer camp where you can find an airship, a fish shop, and a camp among others, along with new pets and items obtainable with acorns, the event's currency. With all of these amazing things, why did the players complain? Well, the first reason is the prices of everything. Let's take the legendary Tealwood Monster pet as an example. In order to get one, you will need the Tealwood Monster bait, which requires 75 bronze carps, 35 silver carps, 15 gold carps, and 75,000 acorns. Even if we exclude the carps, the acorns needed are just difficult for players to earn with the small amount that minigames give. Which gets me to the second reason, minigames. For the first week of the event, Adopt Me introduced a skydiving minigame where you go through hoops and land on a huge target on the ground. Gives a maximum amount of 3,000 acorns. Another minigame is the water balloon fight, where as the name suggests, you fight other players using water balloons. This will give you 500 acorns. And lastly, not technically a minigame, but completing your pet's needs will give you 200 acorns. For the second week, Adopt Me introduced the Buried Treasure minigame. In this minigame, you will need to find the bone in a bottle at the beach and give it to the Irish setter in order to get a campfire story page for a pet and a chance to get 500 acorns. As you can guess, the players were complaining to the Adopt Me team at this point since it has been the second week but there's still no other way to get a decent amount of acorns. With new pets and items that keep getting added, players struggle to get them because they don't have enough acorns. And when players think that it won't get any worse, the week 3 of the event dropped and there's still no new way to get acorns. There was a new minigame called the Stormtime Trial, but rather than a minigame to get acorns, it was instead a minigame to purchase a new pet. This not only made the Adopt Me players furious, but it also made the hate for the summer camp event way worse. To address this, the admins announced during admin abuse that they are increasing the amount of acorns players can get by 25%. This made some players happy, but not everyone. They are still saying that it isn't enough, that the prices of items and pets are so high that the 25% increase didn't help that much. But then, a couple of days later, Adopt Me announced that players will no longer need to purchase a bait for 500 acorns to catch carps. Those who have bought tons of baits were also refunded, so players started to get thousands to hundreds of thousands of acorns back. Obviously, this made a lot of players happy. It made grinding for carps very easy, especially without worrying about buying baits with acorns. And for those who have extra carps they don't need, they were able to sell those for extra acorns. Lastly, when the last week of summer camp came, Adopt Me finally added a new minigame that gives out acorns. Players were able to ride a Ruddy Duck vehicle around the map while collecting acorns, and players could get a maximum of 5,000 acorns. So, back to our question, Did Adopt Me ruin the summer camp event? Technically no. Players may argue that they did because of the lack of minigames, but I would like to counter that there were actually a lot of minigames that they added for the very first week of the event. We had the skydiving, water balloon fight, and you could technically add there the fishing for carps. So in terms of minigames, we did have a lot. However, I 100% agree that the amount of acorns obtained from those minigames were a bit lacking, especially when the prices of items and pets are so high. Even in the following weeks, they only added items and pets without giving players ways to earn additional acorns for it. But at least they did try and came up with solutions in the last few weeks. In short, even though Summer Camp event had problems at the start, at least Adopt Me listened to players and their suggestions. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Adopt Me actually listened to their players? Or did they make changes only because they realized that the event was failing? Let me know in the comments below. See you guys next time.